Hello everybody and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, the No Hype Zone, Tuesday, January the 9th. After 10 o'clock, the new GFS is rolling in, the NAM is out. This is becoming more of a short-range forecast, especially by tomorrow, than a long-range forecast. And I do think that there's a good chance there will be winter weather for some, not all, but for some. If you want winter weather, you're rooting for the European computer model. There's no doubt about it. The GFS and the NAM to an extent, but really not as aggressive as the European. And we know that European model usually does a better job, not always, but usually does a little bit better job and is more reliable. However, there are still question marks. I still think, and my gut tells me, this is still several days away, is going to change it. This is going to be mainly east and north of the Little Rock metro area. That does not mean we won't get anything in the Little Rock metro area, but I think that anything substantial would be north and east of the Little Rock metro area. It could always change. Now, here is a programming note I want you to know. Again, this is Tuesday, January the 9th. I am going to be in an undisclosed location for several days. So there will be updates, hopefully, and some more fun and games for sure. And stay tuned on social media. And that's later on this week. But I want to talk to y'all. So updates may not be as frequent, but there will be updates. Stay with Channel 7 News. Ned, Barry, and Melinda are going to keep you updated as well. I got a lot of model data I want to show you and show you the differences between the models and what we're looking at. This is the 500 millibar level GFS. And you see this is valid for Friday morning. Well, you can't see that because it's off the chart. But anyway, there's the area of low pressure aloft, the upper level low that we're watching. This is more of an open wave, and then it closes off and gets cranking east of the state. So this would bring rain and then a changeover briefly to some wintry weather for parts of eastern and northern Arkansas. And then it really gets cranking east of the state. Then you get the European at the same time period. See how it closes it off a little back further towards the west. This would allow for colder air to come in, for more moisture, more lift, and a changeover to some wintry weather. So it's a little bit more aggressive. Now, remember, these are not forecasts that I'm showing you. These are computer models. They're guidance, and they flip-flop, they change, and you can't look at this and say, Little Rock is going to get 0.6 of an inch of snow. No, that's not. What it's showing you, and I hesitate to even put the amounts on here, but what it's showing you is where I think the best chance is that we're going to see snowfall. And I think that's what the European model is kind of hinting at here. But then you have a different idea. Remember, it closes off that low, you get more moisture, you get more lift. And then you got the GFS, and this is the run, the overnight run. Nothing in that portion of the state. I think there's going to be a little bit more in here. I'm not quite sure about this up in northwest Arkansas, but a little bit more in here. So you can see that there's differences. So which one are you going to believe? If you're a snow lover, you're wish casting, you want that. If you don't, you want that. Let's go through the newest GFS from weatherbell.com. And it is now coming in. So this is at the surface. Let me explain what you are looking at. This is Thursday at 6 p.m. and it's showing you the amount of precipitation of the previous 6 hours. The black lines are isobars, lines of equal barometric pressure. You see how they're closer together in western Arkansas. That's called a pressure gradient, and that means that basically, just to give you the Cliff Note version of it, you're getting windier conditions out of the north and the northeast. The blue line is the 35-degree line at the surface. The red line is the 32-degree line at the surface, so you see rain. This is, again, valid at 6 p.m. Thursday. So it's showing you how much precipitation and what kind of precipitation has fallen between noon and 6 p.m. There are the results. This is the new GFS on this Tuesday morning. Let's go to the next 6 hours. So it shows a changeover in the evening, Thursday evening, north of the metro to some little sleet, freezing rain elsewhere, and then to sleet in northeastern Arkansas between midnight and 6 a.m. while the rest of us are dry. The NAM, North American model, and the European are more aggressive in the amounts of snow and ice across a larger portion of the state. So this is just one model. That's just the GFS. There are other models that show more. So you can't sit here on Tuesday, January the 9th, and look at the model and say, that's going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. You can't do that right now. You look at trends right now, you look at what makes sense, you look at the differences, you look at the past history of these models. I've never been a big fan of the GFS. I'm a bigger fan once you get into late today and tomorrow of looking at the NAM. The RPM, forget about it until probably Thursday night. That's just the nature of the model. So we have a ton of data that we can analyze. The European, I think, may be on to something with closing this. If it closes off and there's more lift to this back further towards the west, then we're looking at a pretty good round of wintry weather, especially for northeastern Arkansas. You look at the GFS solution, and it develops further towards the east and the north. So I kind of tend to believe it's going to be maybe not exactly like the Euro, but more at least closer to what the European is representing. So I do think that there's the chance for some wintry weather coming up on Friday. It's Tuesday, things change. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, that time period, there's yet another chance. The models were more enthusiastic about it yesterday. Today, they're kind of ho-hum and not really showing much of anything. But what we are looking at is a very good shot of cold air coming down for the weekend. And it's going to not be quite as cold, not nearly as cold as what we experienced at the end of 2017 to begin 2018. Not like that, but it's going to be very cold. Lows in the teens and highs in the 30s. We're not looking at lows in the single digits and highs in the 20s for a very long period of time. The January thaw is on later next week. Again, I will be at an undisclosed location, but I will be monitoring. And I will have, hopefully, some information from my undisclosed location. Have a great one, everybody. Thanks for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.